A very good morning to you. Thank you so much for watching UBC TV. It is Good Morning Uganda, and my name is Julie Nantaba Mosisi. And as every Wednesday, we have conversations on cooperatives. 0709602592 is the number for you to save. It's a WhatsApp number, so you can only text it and not call it. Be a part of the conversation. And today in studio, we are with three gentlemen, and we are looking at contributing to the National Financial Inclusion Strategy. That is with Saccos and the Cooperative Bank. In studio with me is CPA Eugenio Ombago, who is on my the farthest left-hand side. Good morning, CPA Eugenio.
Good morning. And good morning, our UBC peers and cooperators out.
All right, thank you so much for coming through. I also have Colonel Allan Kitanda, who is the Vice Chairperson of Wazalendo SACCO. Afande, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Thank you so much for coming through. And of course, my immediate left has the usual suspect. Like I always say, we are soon calling him a host of Good Morning Uganda. That is CPA Ivan Asiimwe, who is the General Secretary of the Uganda Cooperative Alliance. Good morning, Ivan.
Good morning, Judy.
Yes.
And good morning, all our viewers outside there. Good morning, all cooperators, all Ugandans.
Yes.
It's a pleasure being here. Indeed.
I want to start with a joke that, as always, Ivan encourages us to be cooperators because we are safer financially, as safe as we are right now on set with Colonel Allan Kitanda. Now, let me start off this conversation with the CPA Eugenio. As a professional in the accounting field, what would you say is the importance of professionals being a part of SACCOs and forming SACCOs at that?
Thank you very much. As a professional in accountancy and other professionals out there, most of the professionals are engaged in employment, and that means they are earning salary. Salary is earned mainly at the end of the month. That means along the way, you may not be able to get cash flow or finance an activity that you want. And even when you try to go up there, with the current situation in Uganda, the interest rate being offered by banks slightly higher, and the interest rate offered by money lenders are extremely high.
Right.
So it is imperative that professionals unite and form a cooperative, because from the pool where they put money,
right,
members can now borrow from that money at a fair interest rate.
Yes, allow me interject you, CPA Eugenio, just for a second, and I'm going to get back to you in just a bit as we put up a bit of technical organizations. But let me come to my immediate left and talk to CPA Ivan. For someone as the General Secretary, someone who is the champion of cooperators in Uganda, just give us a bit of a back view as to why SACCOs are important in contributing to the National Financial Inclusion Strategy.
Thank you so much, moderator. And once again, good morning, members. Ivan Asiimwe, my name is CPA. And today, I think we are very lucky that we are all professionals here.
Yes, exactly.
It is very good, really, for this country.
It is.
Because I have mentioned it before. For me, the time I joined the SACCO as a staff in 2003, 15th of March, you could not tell someone that you are working in a SACCO. A SACCO? What is a SACCO? And people could not believe that an educated person could work in a SACCO. No, they just, whenever you mention cooperatives or SACCOs, people would look at the poor, the elite. But today we are talking of the professionals, the accountants, the army, the police, the engineers, the doctors, the lawyers. Please, we must all come together and contribute together. You know, here, Julie, you started with a statement that I always convince people to be part of the cooperative movement. But ideally, I tell you the truth. Because there is no magic, there is no way Africa is going to develop when people are still working individually. There is nothing like that. we must learn to work together. Americans, Europeans, the Indians, the Chinese, they have developed because they work together using a cooperative model. That's the only solution.
Right.
Capitalism cannot help this country to develop, because capitalism is where Julie puts up a business and is exploiting Ivan, Allan, and Eugene. But when we say cooperative, we all come together and we move together as a team. I remember for the case of accountants, I sat with them. We had the CPD at the Hotel Africana, and I asked them a question. We are accountants. Someone who has done his BCom, BBA, or any other professions,
right,
and after that, you have done your CPA or ACCA, 3 years to 5 years, even others take up to 7 years. All these years you are studying, you qualify, you are CPA, you are termed as a financial expert, but you are running away from the money lenders. Can you imagine? Money lenders are chasing a finance expert. What is that? Do you really qualify to go to heaven? It is unfair. You really prove to yourself that there is no correlation between your qualifications and your intellect.
Wow.
So, but after that discussion, so the question was, so what do we do? The magic is, let's come together. Because unity is power. Let's come together and we move together as a team. And I'm happy we formed the SACCO, and it's now a very big SACCO.
Right.
Now, talk about the army. Mr. Colonel Allan is here. You see the strengths of Wazalendo SACCO. Wazalendo SACCO is bigger than some commercial banks here. He will tell you the whole story. So you can imagine now the army coming together, the professional army coming together, and saying, no, enough is enough. We can no longer be exploited by these money lenders and these commercial banks. Let's come together and form a SACCO. So the whole idea of SACCOs and how they contribute towards financial inclusion is that they have been able to bring everybody on board. The poor down there, the poor, don't misquote me. I'm not meaning the poor, those people who don't have money.
Right.
I mean those who continuously pass on opportunities repeatedly. They are being exploited. So those are the poor. Then the elite take about those who cannot speak English. I'm very careful with my words. Those who cannot speak English, they are also there. So the SACCOs can handle them.
Right.
You go deeper in the village, you find even an old woman has the capacity to walk to the SACCO and deposit 1,000 shillings, which is not possible when you are dealing with these other commercial banks, because most of them are located in urban areas. The Finiscope study done of recent shows that Uganda has made bigger strides in terms of financial inclusion. And we are now almost at 81%.
I want to interject you there because I want you to elaborate more a little later on the Finscope study. But let me come back to CPA Eugenio Ombago. At first, we had not got the clarity of his submission regarding professionals joining SACCOs. And I'm coming back to you, sir, so that you tell us why you would advise professionals to be a part of SACCOs.
Once again, my name is CPA Eugenio Ombago.
Yes, please.
I know my name is a bit complicated for people to pronounce. I can hear you struggling.
Yes.
But just like Alex has said, in the beginning, even when this topic was introduced to accountants, people were reluctant at forming a SACCO, and particularly because of the word SACCO. People relate so much SACCOs with village, but it is not about village. It is just an abbreviation of cooperative. Because of that, when professionals finally form a cooperative, there is that opportunity of borrowing at a very, very low rate. For example, CPA SACCO, we are lending out loans at 1.25% per month. We still even have loans where we are lending at 1% per month. people are struggling with money lenders outside there at 20% per month. So it is very paramount that professionals unite and form a SACCO, so that the idea of a SACCO is that those who have surplus can bring to the pool. And then those who do not have can come and borrow from that pool. And that is something so great that I want to encourage all professionals, including accountants outside there, who have not yet made a decision to join the SACCO.
Right, thank you very much. A comment coming in from Dana. I will use Dana as your WhatsApp identity, but I hope you can send your full name. It reads, "Good morning, Uganda. Thank you for the program, but government should continue injecting money to all SACCOs in the country." I hope that is taken note of, but let me allow Afande to speak with us. That is Colonel Allan Kitanda. Good morning once again, Afande. And he is the Vice President of the Wazalendo SACCO. Now, given Wazalendo's military background, indeed, as we can see, what lessons can civilian SACCOs learn from its structure, governance, as well as discipline?
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, the viewers who are out there. In the spirit of cooperation amongst cooperators, we feel that one of the most tested, now that I have confidence and I can speak authoritatively on, is the issue of cooperation. Now, when we are talking about SACCOs, we are talking about cooperatives. Now, the cooperative movement from the global level, we'll find that, like the way CPA, Mr. Asiimwe said, it's the surest way that can break down the anxiety that is amongst our people down there. As opposed to capitalism, which is more exploitative, the SACCOs bring people together in an inclusive way. For a case in point is Wazalendo. We started in 2005, around September 20th. And of course, there were initial illusions of, shall we make it? But I want to tell you that the journey has been, of course, both it had the bumps and then successes as we count now. Now, when it comes to the success of Wazalendo, I want to say that it has been leadership. The second is leadership, the third is leadership. Because once the leadership is strategic, I'm telling you everything that you touch will be successful. So our strategic leaders, right from our president, the army commander by then, the chief of defense forces, the late General Ronda, they spearheaded this. And out of that initial doubt whether I would make it, I'm telling you that now we are a success story. Not only in Uganda, not only in the East African region, not only in the African continent, but at the world level. We meet some of our fellow cooperators and they ask, how has Wazalendo done this? Now, back to the question you asked me about the governance, is that if you want SACCOs to succeed, the structures must be strong and must be accountable to each other. For example, right now in the UPDF, we have the general membership. All the members of the UPDF who are part of Wazalendo, and of course, we are accountable to them. They keep on asking us, and we have to give them information. Then come to our leaders, the commanders. They keep on asking us things. Where are we moving? Then come to the annual general meeting, the members of the annual general meeting, because we use a representative system. So all those layers, there must be clear accountability. And that has given us the strength that we have right now, that a member cannot make a single decision, neither can the board make a single decision without sharing with the other stakeholders. But in the In the most, of course, also we need to appreciate the role played by our counterparts, the Minister of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, the organization of Mr. Asiimwe, Uganda Cooperative Alliance, Ukusku. They have all come together to assist us. And where I'm not represented, I think they are also very proud of us. They are our parents, but the children are showing good discipline. The results are there. So right now, we are $1 trillion stake in terms of all our assets. And we think in our strategic plan that just a few years to come, we shall be somewhere up there.
All right.
So that is the milestone that Wazalendo has gone through. And we as the members, we are proud of that.
All right.
Thank you, ma'am. My
take home from your submission is accountability and transparency.
Exactly.
It's how best cooperatives, SACCOs, can grow, as an example from the Wazalendo SACCO. Now coming to CPA Eugenio Ombago, let's look at the contribution that professional accountants make to Uganda's development through the cooperative movement.
Yeah, thank you. In this period, I have seen the government together in leadership with the president have come up with very many SACCOs. Around, I think we have now around 33,000 SACCOs in Uganda. And that means members have contributed their money out there. So professional accountants are people who are professional, who are learned, who understand figures well. I think accountants can come in level of advisory in terms of transparency and accountability, in terms of how these SACCOs are keeping their records, and also in terms of establishing structures of SACCOs, because for a SACCO to grow, the structure has to be well organized, just like my fellow Kano has said. Also at a policy level, that when the government is coming up with the policies for proper management of SACCOs, accountants need to be consulted so that they can have their professional input to ensure that the frameworks governing development of SACCOs are streamlined in a proper legal way, but also in a more transparent and accountable manner.
All right. Now, we are talking about the cooperative movement, and today in particular, we are looking at contributing to the National Financial Inclusion Strategy through SACCOs and the Cooperative Bank. It's a conversation we're having. And in studio with us, in case you've just joined in, we have CPA Eugenio Ombago, who is the manager of the CPA SACCO, as well as CPA Ivan, General Secretary of the Uganda Cooperative Alliance, and Colonel Allan Kitanda, who is the Vice Chairperson of the Wazalendo SACCO. Coming to you, CPA Ivan, regarding this very window that we are looking at right now, take us through the FinScope report briefly that you had started elaborating on.
Thank you so much, Judy. SACCOs mainly have contributed towards financial inclusion in this country. And as a country, we are now undertaking the National Financial Inclusion Strategy 2023 up to 2028. It is the second one in this country. And the FinScope study currently puts us at around 81% there in terms of financial inclusion. So you can really see the strides we have made as a country. We have really moved far. Why? The reasons they are giving is mobile money and SACCOs. And I really want to appreciate the government of Uganda, His Excellency the President, for supporting the cooperative movement and specifically the SACCO sector. Now you can look at the parish development model SACCOs, Myoga SACCOs, other forms of SACCOs. And like my friend CP has mentioned, we are over 30,000 because we have over around 46,000 registered cooperatives, but out of these, over 30 are SACCOs. So you can now see the percentage in terms of SACCOs and how SACCOs are contributing to this sector. So it's really a very big milestone, and we really need to, I want to call upon everybody to be part and parcel of the SACCO sector. Because, Judy, there is no way we are going to access money. You have heard like CPA, when he's talking about they are lending at 1%. Where do you get that money? Wazalendo, same story. Their rate is very small because this is member owned. You know, the beauty with the SACCO is that you own it, you use it, you control it, you benefit from it, and you have the powers to determine what rate you should borrow. Unlike these other financial institutions where you go to borrow and you cannot determine the rate. The rate is determined by the investor. But for us here, we determine our own rates. Now, I am asking Ugandans outside there, why would you leave out the opportunity of being part of the SACCO and you go to borrow from a money lender at 30%? The other day you heard the president was condemning them. Because it is illogical for you to give money to Ivan at 20% per month. I end up losing my properties. So ideally, we need to be part and parcel of the SACCO sector so that we can easily access money. We are suffering as farmers. Farmers don't have money. And that's why we are now taking it to the next step of having a cooperative bank. And remember, we've been discussing this.
Right.
Because we are now heading there. We have already finished all the groundwork, and soon it will be registered and we'll move forward. Because we really feel that when you bring Wazalendo,
yes,
they have told you they are in $1 trillion plus.
And just
so
to
this
put,
is a giant.
Indeed, indeed. And coming straight to Colonel Allan and speaking about the bank, what is Wazalendo's stance on the re-establishing of the cooperative bank in Uganda? But before you answer that, allow me read a comment from Odaro Vincent, who comes in from Morukati Petororo, and he says, I'm one of the beneficiaries of SACCOs. I have liked SACCOs because of low interest rates and easy accessibility. I do encourage the general public to join SACCOs so that we all enjoy the benefits. And now coming to you, Colonel Allan, what is the stance of Wazalendo SACCO on the re-establishment of the cooperative bank?
Our stand is that the cooperative bank should have been established yesterday, not today. Because when you look at the countries that have made strides in the economic sense globally, the cooperative movement comes out very strong.
Right.
Talk about the Asian tigers, talk about our colleagues Kenya, talk about Ghana. When you look at the basis of their economic development now, you have a hing somewhere on the cooperative movement. So for us as a country and us as Wazalendo, we embrace the formation of the cooperative bank because it serves as the engine of development amongst the cooperators. And here when we are talking about the cooperators, we are not only talking about the SACCOs, we are talking about the farmers. We are talking about the industrial, the industries there. We are talking about primary and secondary. We are talking about teachers. So if we have something that embraces all of us, I'm telling you, we shall make a very good contribution to the development of this country. Because the cooperative movement, I want to assure you, is tested, and it's one of those movements that can help people to develop. If we are talking about financial inclusion, which is part of the 15 Millennium Development Goals, if we are talking about the ND National Development 4, it has financial inclusion. So all this is where we draw our synergies, and it's where we draw our inspiration, that we are answering a call globally, but also we are answering a call from our national plan. So forming the cooperative bank and operationalizing it is something that we all have to embrace.
Right. And reading a comment from a viewer, this is, okay, that Mr. All right, I'm just going to read it as is. Thank you for the program. I'm Paco George from Padere District. Greetings to Mr. Ombago, our former manager, Pride Microfinance Bank Padere branch. Actually, SACCOs are often community-based, promoting local development, economic development, and it's even providing social benefits and others. I still encourage the government to keep injecting more money into SACCOs. And seeing as the flowers have been given to CPA Eugenio, let me still come towards you and just ask you to talk about the size of, in terms of size, how CPA SACCOs have contributed to the growth and development of the SACCO movement and cooperative movement in Uganda.
In terms of size, currently CPA SACCO has over 900 members, professionals. What I did not mention out is that the SACCO is for both accountants and for students of competitive level 2. So it is not necessarily only accountants. I want to encourage students who are pursuing CPA out there to come and join the SACCO, because they will have opportunity to access money which can even help them finance their studies. In terms of asset base, CPA SACCO, currently we are at around 11 billion. Remember we started 10 years ago,
right,
with the 30 members, but now we are talking about 900 members with asset base of 11 billion Uganda shillings, and loan portfolio of over 8.5 billion.
Right. Coming to you, Afande, in what ways do SACCOs help and promote financial inclusion and close that gap, especially for rural areas and underserved areas in Uganda?
Yeah, the experience with Wazalendo is that, imagine now we are talking about 100,000 plus members. Now, initially, when we did a study before the launch of Wazalendo SACCO, most of our members were borrowing variously. And what we realized that there was exploitation.
Right.
Of course, in every environment, there must be somebody who benefits out of it, and there must be a victim. So out of this experience, when we brought together our members, we have found out that they have started doing things incrementally. Somebody maybe has a shelter, then he adds on a rental, then he goes now into another investment, and you can see that the home that once was humble is now having at least some background in terms of financial inclusion. Then there are members who are seemingly not bothered in terms of embracing the culture of saving. You know that we, the salary earners, the day you get a salary is when you think about so many million things and you want to finish them at a go. And within 3 or 4 days, the money is gone. Then you wait for another month. But from the experience of Wazalendo is that the culture of saving has featured prominently. That at least now a member knows that in my lifetime, this is what I have saved for something that I don't maybe foresee. So I know that most people who are salary earners, and it's not only in Uganda, it's an experience, that they want to spend immediately they earn that money. It's that illusion that comes to members, including those that we think are elites. But you tell them to form a SACCO, they will say, please leave my salary alone. I know how I will control it. I will know how I will, because I went to school and I studied. That's the reason as to why you can see that the soldiers can form a SACCO, and maybe the professors somewhere there, they can fail to get one. The issue is somebody thinks he can control his financial resources, but the demands are so huge to the extent that somebody will think that saving is not a priority. So out of this, we have had a very good financial inclusion that at least a member touches somewhere within that cycle. He's borrowing, he pays school fees. He's borrowing, he's into agriculture. He's borrowing, he's into housing. He's borrowing, and so that financial inclusion is something that is very key within our setup.
Right. A question coming in for you, Connor Allan, is, hi, good morning, UBC. I'm Ayesiga Innocent from Masindi. I wanted to ask whether I can increase my savings with Wazalendo and how.
Well, apparently Wazalendo SACCO still has its common bond. And who are the members who are eligible in this setting of Wazalendo? We have the serving soldiers like me, the serving officers and men like me. We have our colleagues who have retired, our family members, the spouses and children. Then we have our colleagues who are working with us, but they are not combatants. So that is so far our common bond. That is our bond right now. Now, if Ayesiga is a member of Wazalendo, he should just run to the nearest branch and he picks forms and he appreciates. He can increase his savings or shares. If he's not a member of Wazalendo, I would say wait first. Because in one of our strategic plans to come is we shall be having a common bond, but which is not apparently right now. It is part of our thinking that will open up a common bond. So Ayesiga, I don't know whether he's a combatant. I don't know whether
from what I can see on his profile picture, it looks like he is.
If he's a combatant, please Ayesiga,
based on the profile picture.
My member Ayesiga, please run to the nearest branch, and there is a branch in Masindi, a very good branch. You go and increase your saving and shares, because I want to assure you that our saving products earn members very good amounts, very good returns. Because if a member saves with us, we have various accounts, like the retirement account. It earns him 7% interest earning on his savings. Then at the end of the year, because since we started, we have been making surplus. So at the end of the year, his shares earn him a dividend. And on top of that, if his voluntary savings are also good, he also earns out of it. But he also gets a loan. And we can also refinance him. So there is that privilege that a member has, which is not in the other financial sectors.
Right.
But above all, what is precious with Wazalendo is that our interest rates are very friendly to our members. 12% and 13% for those long-term loans. So if all of us, as we are talking here, and other colleagues outside there, embrace the SACCO movement, you'll find that we shall be reducing on the powers of the money lenders who are exploitative. We shall be building a very strong financial muscle, because I want to tell you that when you look at the financial sector, most of the commercial banks, the strong ones, they are coming from outside Uganda.
Yes.
The question is, if a member is standing somewhere like, let's say in South Africa or in UK, and he opens a bank in Uganda and it makes money, why do we Ugandans feel that we cannot form such financial institutions? Want to make our economy very strong, support our economy to grow, and also out-compete others. Because this has been the stand of His Excellency. He has always been telling us, but please, we have done our part. There is peace. There is no doubt about that. There is infrastructure. Roads have been put up. There is power. So the individual now, coming up with other individuals, can form such initiatives to spur economic growth and development for this country.
Right. There's a comment still. I don't know if it's something that you could speak into. I hope I haven't lost it. But somebody was, I think, asking if all SACCOs in Uganda, could all SACCOs be managed by soldiers? But the full comment is, good morning, SACCO family. This is Okoro Coffee Farmers Cooperative in Zombo District. And it's not functioning. What is the government doing about this? The names of SACCOs are limited, like Okoro Coffee Farmers SACCO, Wazalendo, CPA. If I'm not in any of these professions, don't you think the bank will be more inclusive? Could all SACCOs be managed by soldiers in Uganda? I believe corruption will be a history then. This is Mark from Zombo. Afande, what would you tell Mark about soldiers managing all SACCOs in Uganda?
Well, first of all, I appreciate that confidence that he has exhibited.
Right.
And of course, it's a plus to the men in uniform, right, of course, including the ladies. However, I would wish to say that we are part of this intergroup nation called Uganda. We are about 45.9, if I'm not mistaken, as per the recent census. What we are talking about is building a cooperative movement where all of us, because the soldiers cannot be stretched into all that. But when we build the confidence, like I told you in the beginning, that the success of SACCOs, like if you evaluated the success of any other organization, it is in leadership. The second factor is leadership. The third factor is leadership. Once the leadership is strategic, I am telling you the rest will be history.
Right.
The reason as to why some of the SACCOs may be struggle is because somewhere as they are beginning, somebody loses that focus. And he ends up pocketing people's money and he runs away. Then people go back to square one. I know of a case like last year where when we were moving towards Christmas, people were running away with those, the tins where they keep the money. And they would say, thieves have come and have. Kumbe, that was a coordinated syndicate of. Now, if a leader conspires to do that, then the members lose confidence. Now, when the members lose confidence, they will tell others who would have been also, you know, who would have been motivated and said, it seems the SACCOs is just a bus of thugs.
Right.
So I want to tell my brother who in Zombo, please, and of course this is what I've been appealing to Mr. Asiimwe, that we need to have the trainings. People have gone through all the formal levels of education. They have PhDs in this, but I want to tell you, Ma'am Julie, that majority of us don't appreciate the SACCOs, the cooperatives.
Right.
So because we have the cooperative college in Chigumba, we also have UCA, we have Kusku Academy. If we can have members, leaders taken through these leadership skills, I'm telling you. An example, me myself, I have been privileged to go through the SACCO training here and at the world stage. So I can now say, if I'm going to make a mistake, I will know I'm making a mistake with knowledge of how something is run.
Very, very enlightening, and I will use that as your parting shot as we have, our time has gone against us. But let me come to CPA Eugenio. What would be your parting shot to all professionals regarding SACCOs in Uganda?
I think they should embrace SACCOs, but they should also embrace the model of cooperative. One time I was interacted with one of the managers of SACCOs in Uganda, of a professional SACCO, and this manager came and asked me and was like, you see, is it okay for us to pick money from the SACCO to finance the profession? And I was like, no, SACCO is a completely separate entity from the profession. And this is members' money. You cannot pick members' money and use it to finance the activity of the profession. So they should embrace the model of cooperative, the 7 principles of cooperative. As you run the cooperative, the mind should be on the 7 principles of cooperative.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. CPA Ivan, what is your parting shot?
Thank you, Julie. First of all, I want to thank UBC because you give us the platform to empower Ugandans, for them to really embrace the idea of cooperation. And this is very critical. Allan has mentioned something to do with leadership.
Yes.
And I want to add management. When these two together come together, they can either grow a SACCO or they can destroy it.
Right.
So we need really to build the leadership, the management of these SACCOs, empower them, and also empower the members through trainings, through capacity building activities. That is when we shall really have a very strong SACCO sector, having a very strong cooperative movement, and also members benefiting from this. We really call upon all Ugandans, the 45 million. May I be very happy, Julie, if I find it tomorrow that all Ugandans belong to cooperatives.
Right.
Because it is a cooperative model that will transform this country, both socially and economically. I thank you.
Right. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being on the show and for educating Ugandans. Now, I will close this. I think it's a take-home for Colonel Allan to think, to chew on, and it's from pardon me, a man in uniform, a gentleman in uniform, who says that he's currently working in the DRC, but he requests that please, Wazalendo, get us ATMs from Wazalendo, because we people who are in Wazalendo families are suffering due to the hardships of getting money while, I think, away from Uganda. With that, as a take-home for a fun day, let me also use it as a time to say goodbye. Have a good day. Let's do this again tomorrow. Good morning, Uganda Extra is coming up.